East Carolina and Michigan. This is one I think where we've actually seen a move to the total over. I talked about most of them been to the under. Like I said, I wouldn't say it's been 2/3 of the games have gone under. Um, Again, with that rule change, and we'll see. I think we're going to get a good sample off this first week. And again, I think the clunkiness of an opening game, I think the games will get shorter by time. That's really, we don't really want to lose many plays. We're bound to. We're losing 5.4 so far off of the games with the new rules, off of just 7 games. Remember, that's why I said let's wait a little bit. But 7 games, 5.4 plays off and just 3 minutes off the time, which I'd rather have 5.4 more plays and put the 3 minutes back on. And that's real time. I mean, so, a game that starts at noon and is last 3.5 hours is lasting 3:27 or whatever. But we'll see. The goal was to stop these 4-hour games. But I don't know. College football is such an awesome experience, too. All right. So get with this one here with East Carolina and Michigan. Okay, thanks, you guys. Being patient here. Want to keep it in keep my notes going here and be ready on these games and for Saturday. All right. All right, in this one with the Pirates and the Wolverines, Michigan here favored by 36.5, and the total here is 49.5. We've seen this one tick up a little bit here. I think Michigan, for the most part, opened 35. I show the total having opened at about 49.5. The Wolverines. I don't know. When you talk about the Harbaugh situation, something's going on there, right? Oh, we'll handle our own suspension, if you will. All I know is Michigan's beaten Ohio State the last 2 years. That's all you're worried about when you're a Michigan man, aren't you? Really great to get those wins. But how did it work? How'd that work out for them? Still probably bitter about missing out on the championship game. Anyways, you got 16 starters returning for East Carolina, just missing that 17 barrier. But man, that you figure that East Carolina will put up the points once again. But how are they going to stop anybody? This is the problem when it comes to Pirate football. I think we know that by now. So. Just want to give you guys a few. I know that you guys might not have all your plays ready, so that's fine if you're not ready to go on some of these games. But I think I'm certainly going to dole out some plays here. I don't think Michigan's in a spot to blow anybody out early on. A team like East Carolina, we've seen some nice games with East Carolina, and nobody wants to comment on this one. Is this thing on? We only got 80 people here without Mindy. I'm sad. All right, you guys, that's the way you're going to be. I'm going to take East Carolina plus 36.5 against Michigan. I figure it's probably a 5-touchdown game, but East Carolina, they can score on Michigan. It's early on. Michigan isn't going to blow anybody out. They've got this coaching situation. Look, I don't know if you want to handicap for the coaching situation at all, if you care about that. It's kind of neat, I thought, talking about Harbaugh bringing in his dad to coach the team. No doubt about it. His dad could probably still do it. And I'm going to take East Carolina here in this one to start us off. You guys not going to – maybe I caught you by surprise. I said yesterday we're going to start the Saturday card, and I know you might be waiting until Saturday. So appreciate you guys, though. All right, go back to that Bowling Green. Bowling Green and Liberty game now. And Liberty here favored by 9.5. And the total here is 50. Oh, boy, that's gone back up a little bit. I'm showing a window here of between 51. What was the opener here with these two? 51.5. And now it did it go down all the way to 48.5? Let's see here. Open 51. I thought it got all the way down to a 48.5, but now we're showing a 50 here in this one with Liberty and Bowling Green. What happened to Liberty last year, you guys? That was bad. I wasn't really necessarily expecting that. I think the fact that the line has gone down to under double digits, I mean, there's definitely some type of move here on Bowling Green, but God, that loss, man, who did they lose to by like 60 points? Late in the season. I mean, that was out of nowhere, right? Bizarro land. They do have revenge next week against that team. There was a, oh God, where is the schedule? New Mexico State, is that right? All right. Anyways, man, whenever you talk about games involving Liberty, usually the underdog kind of comes through. I don't know if I necessarily disagree with that here, taking Bowling Green, but you definitely got value here with Liberty. At 50 points, I'm probably going to end up on the over in this one with Bowling Green and Liberty. That's the way I'm going to look. That's what I'm taking. I'm taking the over here with Bowling Green and Liberty, talking about some big numbers necessarily. Let's see if you guys are saying anything, man. Feel like I'm all by myself here now. Jimmy took a game there. Thanks, you guys, for making a few picks on these games. I hope you'll be ready on Saturday. We're not going to go over them again, but probably these are just about the picks here. I'm not going to break it down. There's a ton of people breaking down games. They know more than I do. I like to read the market. I know, I know more than I lead on. How's that? All right. Over is going to be my play here in this one. It is starting to look a little bit attractive under double digits with Liberty. We'll see. I got questions right now about the Flames. Arkansas State and Oklahoma. Here's another big one, but look at that hook on the end there, 35.5. This one may have opened as low as 32 at some spots. This total is one of the ones that's gone lower. I show an opener of as high as 61.5, and now we're looking at all the way down to 57.5 here with Arkansas State and Oklahoma. Pull up my let me get to my notes, you guys. Thank you for being patient here. Like I said, don't have Mindy to kind of give us her info while I queue up my notes for the game. So anyways, as I said, Oklahoma State here now with this big move, man. Once it gets over that little hook, it kind of stands out to me a little bit here with Arkansas State. I don't know. It's been for, let's see here. God, man. 35.5. Look, there's going to be obviously Oklahoma. I think they'll have free reign here to put points on the board. If you're talking 57.5 total going lower, I like that. I mean, this one should have a chance to get into the 60s, shouldn't it? I don't know if I agree with this move necessarily. Like I said, I'm not sure. What we're seeing with these moves as far as the rule changes are concerned, if all these were kind of higher, if you will, but it's been tough for Arkansas State. I mean, a team that was used to going to bowl games for a number of years, and they've been down. Let's face it, they've been down for the last 3 years. They've won only 26 of their last 35 games. We're not worried about that here. We're worried about taking the points. So they were 6-7 last year. So they have not been covering very well at all. I mean, I still would probably lean to taking the points. I don't know if Oklahoma that hook is looking. I'm not saying it's attractive at all. It stands out to me as like a, see where the movement goes on this one. Like I said, it's already up probably 3 points from an opener. I imagine if there's more on Oklahoma, probably come in on uh, the Red Wolf. I almost called him the old name. I'm going to take the over in this one. That's going to be my play. I've got to think. I got to think Oklahoma here has to be, man, they got to be good for a 40 something at least. What is this? What is this really coming out to here? 50 to 14, 51 to 14, 51 to 14 or so. I'm going over with this one. Arkansas State and Oklahoma. Go Red Wolves! Need 3 touchdowns from you. That's all I need. I think I can get there with 3 touchdowns. Let's do it. I was hoping for more comments from you guys to carry me along in these games. Oh, Thomas, maybe going to take these dogs early on. Hey, maybe track those moves a little bit. I'm not saying that they're always right in the first week. Okay, we're going to get out of here before the top of the hour. I got to get to tennis, you guys. I got to get to playing some tennis today. Purdue here is going to take on Fresno State. Got Purdue here by just 3.5, and the total 47.5. I imagine that Fresno State, this game opened 6.5, and man, I want to say this total opened much, much higher than this. Let's see if I have that, because I thought the total here opened much higher. Total right now at 47.5. These teams definitely have to replace some things moving forward this year. There's going to be, starters on both sides. I think both sides lost at least half their starters coming into this season. We know Hainer, Fresno State. They've had some quarterbacks at Fresno State, haven't they? If you will. So Hainer, though, gone. O'Connell, he's gone, of course. Whenever you see Fresno State, man, you got to be thinking about those points. So, but maybe those points are gone. Like I said, this one opened Purdue a little bit more of a favorite here. I show the opener as high as 6.5. I show the opener was as high as 56.5. The general opener maybe even 54.5, way down to 47.5. I got to think it's going to be a low-scoring game in this one. Whether that adjustment is too far, I'm not sure, but I'm going to be on the under. I'm going to be on the under here with Fresno State and Purdue at 47.5. Can Fresno State really get more than 3 touchdowns here? I don't know. Same for Purdue. So 4th touchdown could win it, and that would take you over the total, and it's a close game. But, hey, just get some stops, force some field goals here. Maybe the value's gone with Fresno State. You still get that hook. And maybe we have a few comments here on this game. Hello to Curvin today. Hello. Oh, Purdue's defense worries. Yeah, of course, Thomas. Of course. We're losing viewers with college football. Nobody likes college football. Nobody's ready for college football. I'm sure we'd have better previews with Mindy here. But anyways, I'll take the under with Fresno State and Purdue in the opener. Northern Illinois and Boston College. Here, Boston College, an 8.5-point favorite. And this total is at 50 with these two teams. And, the one thing about some of these lines, remember, in this opening week, the lines opened. It's not like Sunday night, right? It's not like we're just dealing with a week's worth of line movement. A lot of these games opened several weeks ago, if not the bigger games, games of the year or games involving top 25 may have even opened at some books even earlier. So maybe that's, we're going to see more obnoxious line movement. How about if I call it that here? And you almost could ignore these, the moves that I recite, but I think for the most part, there has been re- line service. I use a paid line. They list what those openers were, so I think it's fair to report them. For example, this game opened as high as 52.5 and is down to 50 now. And BC opened a 10.5 point favorite in general, but there was as high as 12. So Northern Illinois and Boston College here in this one. Look, the Huskies, they've been up and down the last two seasons. They finished just 3-9 last year, but they were 9-5 the year before that. They do return 15 starters this year. They might have the most, I don't know if it's the most experienced offensive line in the MAC, or the best offensive line, but they are experienced. They're supposed to be pretty good on the offensive front. Quarterback is an issue. I don't know who was the quarterback last. They played like 3 or 4 guys, and those 3 or 4 guys are back. Could look into it, should look into it a little more, but I'm not sure they necessarily know what's going on. One thing that Northern Illinois does is cover spreads as an underdog on the road under this coach. He's 12-4 against the spread when getting points. Now, you may have missed the boat here a little bit on some of these points, but you still get that hook on an 8.5. Also, the Huskies have also covered 8 of their last 11 non-conference games. Boston College haven't been great so far with Hafley. 15-20 with them, 16-19 against the spread. They do return 15 starters. They have a veteran offensive line, certainly. Maybe the values with BC because of the move off a 12, off a 10.5, but Northern Illinois is a pretty nice cover. They have a sophomore quarterback at BC, just started a handful of games last year. And Boston College, pretty bad in this role. They are just 4-10 against the spread in non-conference games. Match that up with Northern Illinois' record of 8-3 in their last non-conference games. Got exactly the opposite. So, it's kind of screaming to take Northern Illinois here. And this total kind of dropping. Look, ACC against the MAC is usually pretty strong. ACC teams have gone 16-8 last 24 matchups against MAC opponents. So this one's pretty close to the best here for me. Probably going to be here. Let me take a look at one more note here and see. Do you guys have anything on that? I was hoping for more contributions from you guys. Oh, gosh, Boston College can run up the score. Thomas, that worries me a little bit. I was trying to find a way to get on the Huskies here. They're the ones that seem to cover the numbers. To me, the Eagles, I don't know. They seem to be kind of on the decline. On the decline. They can't seem to get over the hump. That's for sure. They're winning. What are they winning? 7 games, 6 games. No more than 8. I know that. They haven't won more than 8 in I don't know. How long has it been? 15 years? So Northern Illinois might be the side here. I'm going to go over in this one with Northern Illinois and Boston College. Could they both get into the high 20s or even the 30s here in this one? Am I using a premium here? I don't know. Oh, yeah, but so did Northern Illinois. So Northern Illinois games are all about the dog. I wouldn't mind taking the dog here. I'll go over, though, and if it goes over, I think we're going to see a shootout in this one. Not because of overwhelming offense, just poor defense in this one. So take the over. Okay. in this one is Ball State going up against Kentucky. I'm showing Kentucky here, a 26-point favorite. The total 49.5. This is definitely a total that has been on the rise, no doubt about it. Out of this card, this one I had opening as low as 43.5. I think in general the market opener was just a point or two lower, maybe 47.5, 48.5 or so up market wide. But I don't know. It seems like you might with Ball State and Kentucky here. Call this one up. In this one, thank you, bear with me. All right. With these two teams, Ball State and Kentucky on Saturday. Thanks, you guys. Here we go. All right. Kentucky, like I said, at 26. Look, I mean, they probably should be able to get a 4-touchdown win here. Maybe that 26 will kind of keep me interested here in this one. I'm not sure Ball State has the offense necessarily to help this total get over. It might be all Kentucky in this one. Maybe Ball State can get a second touchdown. I don't know if they can, actually. In this one, Kentucky, if they were able to get 5 touchdowns, I'm going to be on the under here. I can't see it. I can't see Ball State getting more than 2 scores. Look, I guess the score would call for Kentucky getting 5 touchdowns here in this one, but I'm not so sure they can do that. Kentucky covers at home right now. They're monster covers. I know it's a tough pill to swallow at 26 points. 35-7 works. 35-14. That still works. Doesn't get a cover. I'm going under. I'm going under in this one at 49.5. I think this total, it may go up even. It may go up. But I think I'm going to be on the under in this one. Ball State's okay, I think, getting numbers on the road. And I will say that, man, Ball State, they have done themselves no favors in their schedule here early on. I'll take the under in this one with Ball State and Kentucky. And, yeah, thanks, Thomas, for hanging out with me. It's just you and I at this point, Diddy. Utah State going to take on Iowa. I want to leave now. You guys don't like college football. Nobody wants to make any picks. Nobody's ready for college football. Iowa minus 24, total 43.5 here in this one. This one's seen some play, I think, on Iowa. I'm showing some off-season lines as low as 19 in this one. The total definitely was higher. I saw this one maybe as high as 48. Recently, an opener of 48 all the way down to 43. I get it. I totally get it when you're talking about these two. I mean, how is Utah? What's Utah State really going to do in this game? And we know that Iowa was a big joke to all of us last year a little bit, right? With that I think they had the weakest offense in the country, and now you're going to have them beating these Aggies by 24 points. I don't know. What are you expecting Iowa to do? Get 5 touchdowns here? The team that can't even move the ball? So, look, the Aggies used to be money, right? They used to be the team that you could go to the bank with, take the points with. But last year they weren't too sweet, I don't believe. Iowa plays their big rivalry game with Iowa State next week. So, still, Iowa got that bowl win last year. There's too many points here, I would think, for an Iowa team. I'm sure the offense will be better, won't it? But, man, they were just dismal on offense last year. Thomas will take Utah State. Thanks, Thomas, for hanging out with me. Thanks, you guys, for listening to my picks here. I'm going to end up being on the Aggies. Look, 25.5 was cool, but no problem. Still take these points here. 24 points for Utah State. I'm going to grab them. That's my show play here. That total's gone a little low for me. I mean, I would think under, but man, maybe the value could be gone with that total. I don't think it's going back up. That's for sure. All right. Here's an important game. Certainly, everyone's going to be interested in this one with Colorado and TCU, and of course, I'm interested in this one. And everyone's going to talk about Coach Prime, and I'm going to talk about Coach Prime. And look, why not? I mean, look what Coach Prime did at Jackson State. This is not it wasn't a joke. I mean, Jackson State was one of the best programs, in their division for 25 years, right? I mean, ever since I could remember, even understanding football, like from the mid 70s almost to 2000, man. They played like 700 ball, even better. I think they're like 725, 733. They had good coaches. Coach of the year, they had a coach of the year 7 times. Then they went downhill. Big time. And Jackson State was no more. And they were playing like a couple of seasons where, I don't know, they were 25% winning percentage. Then Sanders came in, changed everything. Right back. 2-time coach of the year. He built it right back up. 80% winning percentage. Look, I know it's all at that level. Coach Prime wears his heart on his sleeve. You're going to, they're going to be detractors. Has a camera follow him around. I mean, he wants to keep himself on, upper moral high ground, if you will. Told those players to their face, hey, good luck to you. You're not for us. The 53 roster turnaround. They still return 9 starters, 6 on offense, 3 on defense, and they're pretty much a new offensive line, I would say. Sanders was 27-6 at Jackson State. Colorado, times are bad. They're ready. They're ready. You saw those I watched those press conferences. I'm ready to go with Sanders and Shador at quarterback. He had 26 starts at Jackson State. So, he's your man here. They're getting 20 points from TCU. We go on all day about TCU and that crazy game. What a game it was. That was incredible. But, to score that touchdown and then end up losing by 50, 60 points. I don't even remember what the score was now, 65-7 or so. So, just want to mention one thing here real quick. Thought I saw some action on one of those baseball games. Let's continue on here with this. I want to get these games out of the way a little bit since we're losing views without Mindy. It feels like, and nobody likes college football. I know there's a few comments so going to be on this game. Utah. Let's see. TCU money at home. TCU been a pretty bad home favorite. Real bad, as a matter of fact. 10-17-2 as a home favorite. But I will note that they are 18-12-2 against the spread in non-conference games. Sonny Dykes pretty strong as a home favorite. 25-18 as a home favorite. They've got to replace Duggan. Duggan got cut, huh? Is that what I saw? Did he get picked up by anybody? Did Duggan get cut? That's a bummer if he did. Didn't think he would. I thought he might, land, but Anyways, they got a quarterback, a sophomore. He started 3 games. They do return 10 starters, but just 3 on offense off that 13-2 team. 65-7 was the score against Georgia, right? Got to refresh my memory a little bit looking at the game logs here. They do return some offensive line a little bit. I'd say that's where their leadership comes. Hi, Tucker Boy. Nice to see you. Thanks for commenting on this one. So, all right. Last year, the 2 teams did play. It was 38-13. TCU got the win. They covered the spread. They were favored by 14 points. Now, we didn't know TCU was going to go on to be 13-2, right? Did we? I don't think so. And Colorado, we know they were a joke, right? I know they had my guy Carl Durrell coaching. I'm a Carl Durrell fan. I just like him as a man. I like him as a coach. Sorry, it didn't work out for Carl, but man, that one, it does seem like a little bit like. I'm probably going to take the Buffs here, you guys. Come on, the Buffs. Taking Colorado and Coach Prime. I'm a believer. I don't think they're going to turn around. They're going to win the conference. I don't think it's going to be anything like that. But if I'm getting 20 points for Coach Prime right now, probably going to be on it. And who knows? When you get this is an unprecedented situation to bring in this many new players, and why wouldn't it work? Who wouldn't want to coach at Colorado? Really, in the end, even though we've gone through a series of coaches over the years and things haven't worked out, but Boulder's a great place, man. Boulder's beautiful. And given the history of Colorado going back, to the day. So, all right. Colorado has a chance. That score is going to go up. All right. I'm taking Colorado. Lousy love on Colorado. And here comes Virginia and Tennessee. We're almost through these two more games. 2 more games will get you out of here. Tennessee's favored by 4 touchdowns on poor UVA. The total 55.5 here. Man, the glory days are back, huh? For Tennessee in this one. Let's take a look at this one with Virginia and Tennessee. Let's see, I know this was a time change, so I'm going to go down my schedule a little bit here, right? Yes, there we go. This one's being played in Nashville, so neutral site. Not a neutral site. I mean, it's still going to be predominantly Tennessee crowd, certainly, but they're going to play this one in the Titans Stadium here. Tennessee favored by 28 points. And the total here, 55.5. Is this going to go any lower? I hope so. I'm going over. I think I was going to go premium, but I think I'm just going to give it out here. I'm going over in this one. Look, Virginia does have a lot to replace on offense. 6 starters, but most of them are on the offensive line. No doubt about it. But I do like this quarterback that they brought in, 1AA quarterback last year, but he has 23 games under his belt. He played at Monmouth. The quarterback transferred, of course, to NC State. And Cavs pretty good at covering numbers in non-conference games. 21-14 in their last 35 games, non-conference against the spread. And 11-8 against the spread as a road dog. Tennessee coming off that great season, of course. Last season, they returned 12 starters, including that quarterback. Started 9 games last year. They also have a top recruit, of course. Of course they do. We know. And Heupel has been pretty strong getting these numbers. 8-2 in non-conference favorites, 11-4 against the spread as a favorite. Man, but 28 points. Well, I'm going over. I'm going over 55.5. If Virginia has anything for them, hey, France destroys Iran, 137 points. So thanks everybody for tuning in for that free winner. You can pick up my premium picks. Hey, you know what? I might have a play here for you right at the end on tomorrow's FIBA. I've already scouted the card out a little bit, and I don't know. We're winning so many of these. I know we lost one tonight. One out of I didn't check the other final. I might have two. Two was coming in pretty big taking in FIBA. And have maybe another play for you here. Tennessee team total over for Tucker Boy. Thomas says he likes Tennessee to win this one. Virginia may get that money. I've got the over. One more game on Saturday I'm going to preview here between Louisiana Tech and SMU. And we've seen Louisiana Tech, right? So we got a little bit to work with here. They're getting 19.5 points here. That's up quite a bit despite Tech's win. So the total here up to 67 now, off an opener of 65. That total seems to be on the rise. I don't disagree with that. I mean, this thing, man, it feels like this game could be in the 70s, the way it's going. But again, we're definitely tempering our enthusiasm a little bit with those new rules. I mean, we saw one. God, what was it? Was it the Navy Notre Dame? I mean, you looked up and the first quarter was like, was gone in a snap. This game opened as low as 13.5, I believe, in the summer lines. It opened up in general as high as 16.5, though, here in this one. For Louisiana Tech, back-to-back 3-9 seasons. They do have an experienced quarterback. Like I said, they have an experienced quarterback. Here they struggle as a road dog, just 4-19 over the last few seasons. Last week's game, though, was pretty good for Louisiana Tech. They trailed that game 14-0 to FIU. Ended up pulling it off 22-19. I think SMU can run some numbers here, and I think Louisiana Tech going to be trailing them along a little bit, but I think the offense, that was impressive for them to do that. They outgained Florida International 447-182. You know, like I said, they trailed by 2 touchdowns. They ended up with 333 yards through the air with that new quarterback. New quarterback to them. Like I said, he's a junior. He played at Boise State. Started for 2 seasons. So plenty of experience. SMU pretty good as a home favorite, but man, this is getting into the danger territory now. At 19.5, I saw maybe we did get as high as 20.5. So there's been a little bit of buyback here. We know the SMU quarterback. He's with Wisconsin now, and so SMU is inexperienced. They have a sophomore with 1 start basically under his belt. 16 starters overturned for SMU. That's a big deal. But the spread probably going too high. Look, SMU, for that, they've been playing 67% football over the last 4 years, 32-16 record, but just 23-25 against the spread. Sometimes the spread a little bit too high. Teams played last year. SMU was favored by 11 points. The game was in Ruston, and SMU won by 2. So let's take Louisiana Tech in this one. I'm going to take Louisiana Tech at 19.5. I think we're going to probably end up there. I don't think it's going badly. 20s might be gone. But Louisiana Tech is my play here at 19.5. So, by the way, SMU next week, we play Oklahoma. Just going to play Oklahoma. So, get the Pony Express. Turn back the clock a little bit. Thanks a lot, everybody.